Hey, I'm RT and welcome back to RTsWorld. So today I have another casino tutorial video for you, and this time it's again a viewer suggestion, so I really appreciate your interactive comments, and I also like your suggestions a lot. So if you are a viewer of my channel and if you like casinos, maybe you come up with some ideas that you want me to build. And if you have some cool ideas, if you have some concepts, it doesn't matter how crazy they are, it doesn't matter how hard they are to build, it could be also very simple builds. If you want me to build them, make sure to write a comment, and I will try my best to do that as fast as possible and as close as possible to your expectations. So today a viewer asked, and his name was Scare for You. He asked, basically in German, so I will translate it like the context of it. He's like, yeah, he built a lot of Wheel of Fortunes on a server, and he had a lot of positive feedback, but he also wanted to make me now a casino Wheel of Fortune that requires less space and it's not that complex, and it also at best works in 1.12.2. So that's all the requirements. So we have not much space, we have no complexity, or not that much complexity compared to the other Wheel of Fortune. Small area, I guess I could like check these boxes so far, and also 1.12. So to the 1.12 part I will come afterwards when I look at those target blocks, of course. But first of all, I want to tell you that this video will be structured into two sections. The first section will be the explanatory part. I will explain to you both of those casinos, the small simple Wheel of Fortune and the small big Wheel of Fortune. And afterwards you will get a video tutorial, a block by block tutorial in the second half of the video, where we build together on this platform here, and we will replicate this small Wheel of Fortune together. So first of all, I will show you how it works again. So you insert here your currency, in this case it's diamonds, and then the casino wheel runs for a random amount of time. It could be very short, it can be very long. So it ended now on the bottom lamp, it was diamond, so we should get a diamond. And there's also a 66% chance of winning 2 prizes. So if you hit one of those 4 prizes, you have a 66% chance of winning the prize twice. So that's why I got 2 diamonds now. So in average you should end up with a profit as a casino owner, since we have here 2 diamonds, 2 emeralds. Emeralds are basically worthless in Minecraft, so since you can trade them infinitely with villagers and you don't have to mine them. So usually you have 50% chance of winning your diamond back. So you would have, as a casino owner, a 50% profit margin. But there's also the 66% chance of winning 2 prizes, so you can turn you can turn a profit on this machine if you are lucky. But usually, of course, if you played a very long amount of time and you're like average out all the tries, you will make a profit as a casino owner. And unfortunately, this concept only works with 2 diagonally matching prices, so you cannot do that, for example. It has to be like this. Then if you want to exchange some of those prices, it has to be both of them. So diagonally it has to be the same item. So that's why it's so simple, that's why I kept it so simple, and that's why it's very fast and very easy to build. And first of all, I want to show you the odds. So we have here 100% for the first turn. So the wheel goes like clockwise. We start at the top, so the first turn will be to emerald, will be 100%. So that's also to increase your odds as a player, so you would not end up with this emerald, since it will always go to lamp 2, since this lamp has 100% chance, and it could go to lamp 2, or you win simply the emerald. So from there on we have 88.8% chance, which is represented by 8 of those non-stackable items and 1 stackable item. Here the 100% dropper is just 1 non-stackable item. And this turns out to be 88.8%, and you can calculate it simply by dividing 8 by 9 or 9 by 8. Yeah, it's whatever gets you the lower number. And yeah, here we have the same configurations for all those droppers. And then we simply read the output. Either we have signal strength 1 with the quartz block in here, or we have signal strength 2 with the stone sword. And depending on which signal strength we get, if we get signal strength 2, we simply depower this torch, go all the way back here and power the next dropper. So it will run always from left to the right. If we end up at the most right side here, at this dropper here, it will spit to the hopper, comparator will read the output. If we end again up with the stone sword, it will start over again at hopper 1. So we always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 if we hit a stone sword. If the very slight chance kicks in where the quartz block gets moved forward, I can show that to you. The casino wheel will stop. So you see here 2, 2, 2, 2, that was 1. So this time only signal strength 1 was here. So the quartz block got moved from here to the hopper and we ended up with a negative output. So the casino wheel stopped and we won exactly this price here. And I can follow now this lamp, and I guess it's the third one. It should be, yeah, it should be the diamond. So it's 1, 2, 3, and this one is the diamond. So that's why we won 2 diamonds again. Nice. And so next up after those odds, we see here that we have here torch towers, and those torch towers either go into the blue side or the dark green side. And if they go into the blue side, they simply move this item from here, from the right to the left. If it is on the blue side. If it's the green side, it gets moved from the left to the right. So I can show it to you again by simply putting in a diamond or inserting a diamond. If you look at this comparator here, this item simply gets moved from left to right, from left to right, and so on. And depending on which side it is, the casino, or basically the price mechanism, knows if we have diamond or emerald as possible price. And yeah, so we simply switch between those two. And what it also does is it then triggers those, so it will trigger one of those blocks. But as you can see here, the pistons are extended downwards, so the redstone signal won't pass. And even if as soon as the wheel stops, we have a negative output. These pistons will retract very shortly, and then you will get your price. And either it's this dropper or this dropper. So for the right side, we will end up with this configuration. Here's the emerald, and the light blue one is, or the light blue wool is the diamond one, as you can see here. That's where our price droppers are. And depending on which side this item is in, it is either diamond or the emerald. And then the second circuit kicks in. So we have, of course, we win one price by simply transferring the signal to this redstone line, updating this dropper here. Same goes for this side. But we have also the 66% chance, which is represented by this dropper-hopper combination. The dropper fires. We have here 2 divided by 3. And we have here the 66% chance represented by those 2 stone swords and this one stackable item. It gets read from this comparator. If we have signal strength 2, so if a stone sword gets moved into the hopper, we will power this line again 4 ticks later, and we will fire the dropper again. So you win 2 prizes, and the same is mirrored on the opposite here for the diamond circuit. And what I also want to mention is that if you power, basically, if the casino wheel runs 1 lamp further in the circle, if you power those 2 signals, those 2 redstone dusts, and we power or depower those torches, and we power one of the torches here, we end here up in an AND gate. So we have the blue and the green circuit combined in this magenta wool circuit. We transfer the signal here down into a pulse extender. And as long as this pulse extender is getting his pulse extended, the casino knows it is still playing. You cannot move the pistons now up or down. So if the signal decays here, at some point it will simply get weaker and weaker. We power this piston here, therefore we can reset everything. That's our reset circuit here just. And we go up here and we basically do that. So we depower those pistons or extend them very shortly, or retract them very shortly, extend them again, and then in this case we would win 2 emeralds, or the emerald side, which is here. So that's why there are a lot of emeralds now on the floor. And that's basically how everything works here. What I didn't mention is the item filter at the start, where we have simply this item filter here, our chest with all our profits, and we have here this T flip-flop, dropper T flip-flop, where we move simply, if we start the casino, this sandstone here to the left. It will also power the yellow circuit, and if the yellow circuit is powered, it simply covers the hopper, so you cannot insert more money. And as you can see here, now the pistons will retract, very shortly. And we only got 1 diamond now since we didn't hit the 66% chance. So that's how everything works. And I will very shortly go over the larger version, because the viewer, what is his name again? Scare for You asked me to do a very small version. I did this one, but I also wanted to make sure to make a larger, simple version, which is not that complicated compared to the normal Wheel of Fortune. And it turned out to be also very nice, and I can show it to you too. It's basically the same concept. We have alternating prices with diamond, emerald, diamond, emerald. And now we stopped at the emerald, and we will simply get 1 emerald. Yeah, we got 2 emeralds, great. Again here, 66% chance of winning 2 prizes. And yeah, it's basically the same, everything is the same. It's a little bit more tidied up since we have a lot more space here going on, and a lot more space to play with. So if you want to really understand the concept, what is going on, it's easier to watch the huge one, because this one is compacted down a lot. So it is very hard to see every redstone circuit in here very good. But here the same concept, we have 100% here, 88.8% for all the other droppers. Here our parts extender at the bottom, and yeah, it's more spaced out. If you want to really check the casino tech out and basically do surgery on the casino and check every circuit, it's much more easy to do it on the huge one. But now I will give you then a tutorial on the smaller one, since this is much more interesting for servers, and it's also uses less space, less droppers, less hoppers, and it should also work in 1.12, since you can replace those target blocks. Target blocks can also always be replaced by, let me just get some redstone dust. No, that's not redstone dust. If you want to do like this, if you want to power this block here from a power source there, you can only do it basically by running in the redstone line from here. So you would end up with a space 1 narrower. If you would basically exchange this target block with this block, you cannot do it. You have to do the workaround, which is 1 block wider. You have to do this version basically. So with the target block, we simply narrow this contraption down by 1, because the redstone lines directly runs into it. And you have to do the same thing basically here. Simply move this green line 1 to the right, add in here a repeater, and you're completely fine. You do not need a target block. Simply replace it with another, green block would be more suiting here, but it's fine. You can simply replace the target block. Same goes for here. That's why I wanted the target block, since if I put in here a normal block, it would not connect and depower this torch. So we have to move this whole contraption 1 to the left. It's also easy possible since here is a gap, and then we simply put here a repeater, put those observers, or maybe this line also like this, and you should be completely fine. You can put this into 1.12 easily. And yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you, and the next part will be the tutorial part, so we'll see in a second. So for the block by block tutorial, we will start with an 11 by 8 platform, 8 in this direction, 11 in this direction. And yeah, we simply start with the wheel in the middle. So we grab ourselves some blocks, and I won't do the decorative part like that. You can always do that by yourself. But now I won't do it for a tutorial, since it's much faster and it's also just a decorative part. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks in the middle, 3 space should be on either side. We have also 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 in total, 5 by 5 square. Then we will switch out these blocks here, and we will also place some item frames here, 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 and here. And we want our emeralds to be diagonal and our diamonds to be diagonal the other way. So that is our base, how should I call it? That's our base structure here. And what I also want to do now is add a frame that it looks a little bit better. So we have here this nice frame out of the lighter sandstone. Then we have again a frame out of the red sandstone. And last but not least, again a frame out of light sandstone at the end. And that leaves us with our final width, which is the 11 blocks here. So next up, we want to put in the droppers. The droppers are located here. and we want to hide them, so we simply put stairs in like that. So from the front it looks very nice, and you also can like add in some stairs there. If you can simply choose the design whatever you want. You have complete freedom of how you decorate your Wheel of Fortune and which block you use. This top block here cannot be a stair. Next up we got here some trapdoors. Here will be our hopper system. So we have here 2 hoppers facing sideways. So one facing to this block, facing into the right again, and 2 trapdoors like this. And if we look at it from behind, we can remove all those blocks here. Those are just supporting blocks. We don't need them. And both of those droppers should be, if looked from behind, face to the left now. And that's where our chest comes in. That's where all our profits will be stored, in this chest here. And so now we can start building the redstone. So first of all, we start with the item filter. So we got 2 blocks like this from the bottom dropper. 1 block like that, 1 block like this, repeater, 2 dust of redstone, comparator, and a redstone torch there. And if we put in here some diamonds, we should end up with 18 in the first slot. They should go down to 18 by themselves. And if we add in 1 more, it will always go to 18 again. So that's when you know you did everything right. So let's remove a few of those diamonds. And the next part we want to do is now this yellow part here. So I will grab myself a repeater, set to 2 ticks, block, dropper, another dropper facing into each other. We simply place here a stone sword into the left one, and we want to read the output of the right one. And there we end up in this yellow block here, torch, another torch, this kind of 2x3 structure. Then we grab ourselves a piston. Piston will be located here. And here we simply put in a block, here we put another block, so everything is covered up like this. And if we put in a diamond, of course nothing happens because I forgot to put in this pulse extender with 2 repeaters facing into 2 comparators facing in opposite directions with redstone dust. And yeah, it should cover this hole here basically. And if we power this dropper here, the piston should retract again. So next up we want to grab ourselves some magenta wool, and we already place it here. That's where our reset circuit will go afterwards. But now we will start with the wiring of the wheel itself. We start with 2 L shapes, kind of, should look like this, and we place in here 3 redstone dust like that. We prevent this redstone line from connecting to the yellow one. Repeater set to 3 ticks, repeater set to 3 ticks, and then this kind of redstone staircase where we have a repeater here set to 3 ticks and a block there. So next up we have here our last lamp, which will be located there. We set a repeater set to 3 ticks here again, go up like this, again up 1 block, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will power this lamp here. And yeah, now everything is set up. Now we have to put in our node blocks. So this node block for the first one, this node block here for the second one, this node block here for the third one, and for the middle we will choose this space here. Then we will put emerald blocks beneath all of those node blocks. And now we want a diagonal way. So we want basically the upper lamp to be connected to the lower lamp with kinds of music, and the left and right lamp. So here we have the left one. So we have here just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have the right one, which is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have 2 kind of tones. We have a very high pitched tone and a very low pitched tone. So we can also differentiate between the sounds. And now we grab ourselves some green wool. And we place in this kind of shape here. We have here a redstone torch. We have here 2 pieces of redstone, here redstone comparator. And we then grab ourselves a dropper, place it here, place a repeater in it, and we simply remove both of those blocks beneath. We grab ourselves a composter, place it there, and then we simply fill this dropper up with stone swords and put in one non-stackable item. It doesn't really matter. One stackable item. It doesn't really matter which one it is. It just has to be stackable, like green wool, for example. And then repeat the process for all the 4 slots. So second slot, third slot, and fourth slot. And simply repeat the pattern like this. Again, stone swords. Some more stone swords, and here, last but not least, just one stone sword. This one will be the 100% dropper. So then we place blocks behind the droppers. We place redstone torches right here. Then we grab ourselves a repeater. Set it to 2 ticks. Run it all the way there, so and we remove this pattern here for all the slots. So repeater, 2 ticks, some redstone dust. We run this redstone dust into this block here, and we simply place in a redstone torch there. And now we heard it already, that should always happen. Again here, redstone dust, redstone torch, redstone dust, redstone torch, and here redstone dust, and go one down, also redstone dust. We remove the supporting blocks, and now we want to come in at this redstone torch here, and now you always can see that it runs through if you have luck, and we want to connect basically this redstone line here to this redstone line there. So yeah, simply, that's not the right block, simply run it here, like this. And if we now trigger the first dropper here, so if we simply place in here a torch again, yeah, it should run through now, that's where you can test it. Also got stuck again, let's check it one more time. Yeah, now it ran through, and as soon as it hits signal strength 1, it will stop. So, next up we want to add the blue circuit, which is this one here. So we have here a repeater set to 1 tick. Can it stop now? Yeah, it could also run very long. We have here, a block, another block blocking this redstone from connecting, repeater, then a sticky piston facing upwards, block, another repeater set to 2 ticks, and then simply here some redstone dust, like that. So next up we have here the 2 green ones, and here the light blue ones. Green is also always represented by this dropper filled with emeralds, and blue is always represented by the diamond dropper. So we have here torches on top, they should be off by now. And then we simply connect this side and this side. It should look like this. We have here a repeater, some redstone dust, and we then can also build the Magenta Circuit afterwards. But we will simply exchange this block here, put here some redstone dust. That's where the target blocks comes in. And now we have here the first of our 2 droppers, and on the other side, like this, facing into this dropper, the other dropper. And we then simply put a stone sword in there again. We have our output red here, and we have our green output for the emerald red here from this comparator here. And then we want to connect like this. We put a repeater in there and 2 pieces of redstone there. So now everything should be connected. And if you start the wheel now by simply removing this torch here and placing it in again, we should see those comparators like flickering on and off, but in opposite ways. And Next up, we want to build the system with the pistons where they meet up, but first of all we want to make sure that the Magenta Circuit is in. So we have here a block with some redstone on top. We have also here a block, here a repeater, and here a redstone. And then we want to grab a redstone lamp, some observers facing in those redstone lamp, and then at the bottom again a wool block. Now we can start building the pulse extender. Repeater set to 4 ticks, 2x3 area, pulse extender, and here again a target block like this. Redstone torch. Here we have a repeater set to 4 ticks. We have here a sticky piston facing upwards, putting a block there. Repeater set to 3 ticks. Some more redstone dust here. And then we wanna put a torch tower in there. That's where our repeater here is, so we cannot mess with our other signals. And we simply put it up to here. So we have the same height for the block as this target block over there. And here we can also put in a button to make sure that everything works afterwards. And now we want to simply put in here 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Put there some redstone up, then we go 1 up. And we go all the way until here. Like this. Should look like that now. Then we want to grab ourselves some pistons facing downwards here. Then 2 space facing downwards there. Oh, sorry, 3 space facing downwards there. So 1 to the right from this dropper here and 1 to the left from this dropper, there should be the pistons. So from here on we grab again some green wool, put it in there, some blue wool, put it in there. And now we can simply connect these circuits like this. So we have here 2, then we have here a repeater. Here we have a repeater, both of them set to 2 ticks. And then starting here, we have here some redstone dust, we have here some redstone dust, and we simply put it on top of a node block, like this. So we can update the other dropper below by updating the node block. And from here on, we go with a repeater set to 4 ticks in this direction. Make sure there is a dropper and a hopper and a composter on top, like this. And then we have here, oops, we have here 2 stone swords and 1 stackable item. Same goes for the other side. Repeater set to 4 ticks, dropper, hopper, composter, 2 stone swords, 1 of those fancy blocks. And then again, repeater here. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and this block here. Here again we have a comparator, not a repeater. 1, 2, 3, this block. Then we have 1, 2, repeater set to 4 ticks, 1, 2, repeater set to 4 ticks. So it should look like this. And those 2 are comparators. I think I misspelled it and said a repeater to that block. Not true. So last but not least, we want to do now a check if everything works. Now it should be fully functioning. As promised, it's not that complicated to build such devices. This top block here cannot be a stair. That's what I forgot to mention in the previous tutorial where I built it. This one cannot be a stair. So as you can see now, yeah, now everything works. It simply runs all through the lamps and it's working fine. So now what did we win? Yeah, some emeralds. Also second one. Nice. So that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to build with you. I hope this is really not that complex. I really tried to make it as simple as possible. Of course it's not that fast. It is a little bit it's a little bit slow on the calculating side, but it's very simple to build it. It's very simple materials. You can build it in basically any version, on servers, on single player. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, that leaves me just with one thing to say. Thank you a lot for watching. As always, make sure to hit the like button if you watched it that far into the video. And of course you can also build the huge one behind me. Just look into the world download link in the video description. There you can simply find this huge one too. So you can play with the redstone world around and also build the large one. So I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.